Welcome to the TFSA tour, where we are going to be going over some of the different options that you as a consumer in South Africa have for your tax-free savings account. During these few videos, you'll get to see the different offerings that you have from banks, financial institutions, and how I think you should actually go about utilizing your tax-free savings account. I'm not going to go over what a tax-free savings account is or, the different limitations and all of that. I think many people have made videos on this, but I'm basically just going to be going over a tour of different options from different companies of what you can possibly do for your tax-free savings account. Let's go. So I kind of said I was done with the banks, and I was actually supposed to move over to Investec now, but I think I'm actually gonna take a step back because I was just going down Google, making sure I've covered all the banks I want to cover, and one bank that I kind of forgot came out at me, and I was really surprised by what I saw. And yeah, you'll already know from the title that we're doing African Bank today. And African Bank, to be honest, is one that I didn't consider beforehand, purely for the fact that African Bank has had a bit of a sketchy past. There was a time where I believe they went into administration, and yeah, whether it was administration, business rescue, I stand to be corrected, but something that basically just said that these people don't have money and they were looking to close the thing, and it was revived and whatnot. And recently I've seen that they've been doing quite well, that they're even looking to buy another bank themselves. So clearly, they've bounced back and they're doing okay. But yeah, I hadn't really considered them for those specific reasons, but boy was I surprised when I came on over to their website, and as you can see here, it is. It's a non-taxable payout. Okay, cool. Tax-free investment, open an account, best rate. 1 day the interest rate is 7%, which is miles ahead of anything else that we've done. Most of the other ones, okay, maybe not miles ahead, are in the upper sixes. Kind of the best guys that we had were in the upper sixes, but 7% I think so far of all of these sort of fixed deposit type things is quite good. The only thing that's maybe a cause for concern, or that makes me a bit skeptical, is it says interest rates are quoted on a per annum basis and are valid for today only, as they may change over time. So that's a bit curious for me to say, that is this 7% what I'm getting today, and if tomorrow they decide it's not so good, they bring it back down, or if I sign today, I'm locked in for 7% for whatever period of time I choose. Anyway, it says terms and conditions apply. We cannot advise you on the tax implications of investing. Financial provider, cool. They've got a calculator down here. They say you can invest from as little as 50 Rand a month, which is quite good. I know on some I've not been saying what the minimum is, but 50 Rand I think is pretty decent. And it says your interest rate remains the same for the full 12 months, but if the rate increases, you'll benefit from the increase. If you reinvest after 12 months, the rates applicable at the time of reinvestment apply. So that just means whatever the rate is after the first year, that will be the rate that you get. But if rates happen to go up, and by rates, it's their rates, because they're not saying it's linked to prime or linked to anything. It just says the rate. So we're not too sure what that's pegged to. But I kind of did a basic calculation of, if you take you put in 3,000 and every other month you put in another 3,000, and these are kind of the payouts that you'll get. So per annum you will get the 7%. Your interest will be 1,351, and the total payouts will be 37,000, and then it goes on to say what it will be if you do it over 5 years, if you do it over 10 years, and if you do it over 20 years, you'll be looking at that. So I think this is quite good, but I guess what you need to see from this is that, or what we learn from this as well, is that if you invest 3,000 Rand every month for the next 20 years, you will get a decent amount of interest, but will you hit your threshold? Yes. Based off of this, maybe not your investment threshold, but around about the 10-year mark, that's when you can look to kind of hit that full 500,000. I think actually there is a point where I've done the actual calculation of, if you were to do the maximum amount every year or every month, how long would it take you to reach your max. But basically what they're saying is that over 10 years they will give you 7%, which so far of all of the fixed deposit type things has been the best, and I think it's a decent option. Only problem, like I said, they've got a bit of a sketchy past, and It's for that reason I would never give them, my tax-free savings. But if you're not as skeptical as I am, and you kind of don't want to do much and you want the best rate, so far African Bank is the best. That's what I would go with, and yeah, their ranking is pretty decent. It's been your boy Pro Mjimani. Catch you guys tomorrow.